All right, Nick, let's talk about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Irish strong into the year. Not exactly how you'd want things to finish out, but still, you have to be proud of where they got to. There's just a couple more pieces that this team needs to make themselves into true championship contenders. I'd say they're already a contender, but to get them over the hump to get that win. And this latest move by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish shows I think they are doing some really, really smart things, especially in their front office. I really love the move that they just made. But before we get into that, I'm Andrew, and this is Saturday Morning Inspection. All right, Nick, let's get on into it. There's a tweet out there that just surfaced about the latest move that Notre Dame made. I think it is a really, really good one. I think Notre Dame fans will love this. But this is from over on X. It says, at Adam Schefter reports, Notre Dame is finalizing a deal with Detroit Lions Director of Scouting Advancement Mike Martin as the school's new general manager. Per source, Martin was part of Detroit's initial front office staff that helped rebuild the Lions roster. Now, Notre Dame head coach Marcus Freeman is pulling Martin away from Detroit to bring an NFL model to South Bend. I think this is a really smart move right here. He did a great job with the Lions, rebuilding that roster. They're now one of the best teams in all of football. Curious what your thoughts are on this one, Nick. But before we get to you, Notre Dame fans, in the comment section below, as we get closer and closer to spring, it's right around the corner. There's been a lot of great things that happen on this roster. There's a lot of exciting recruits coming in, some transfers as well. Let us know which player you are the most excited about, Is it, the wide receiver out there? Is there a quarterback out there? Defensive player? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Who are you looking forward to most to see through spring training and developing as we get into the season as well? Leave your comments in the comment section below. But nonetheless, Nick, what do you think about this latest hire by Notre Dame?
Perfect. It's an awesome hire for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, and we talk about it all the time on this channel, major college football is essentially becoming the NFL with the NIL, the transfer portal, and all of that. It basically is acting, for all intents and purposes, like a modern NFL franchise in terms of player acquisition, player development. It's no longer college football, a recruiting, let these players grow, spend 2 years in the program, get time in the weight room, learn the coaching staff, right? It just doesn't happen anymore. You bring in guys every single year. Obviously, Notre Dame fans are very well aware of the fact that you've had no very high-profile quarterback transfers. It just becomes like a professional franchise, moving in, keep players in and out. And you need a general manager heading up the front office side of things of your football program that has that NFL mindset. Obviously, that's what made Bowden such a desirable target by the USC Trojans, how well Notre Dame has had that NFL mindset and the success they had. That's why USC poached him from Notre Dame. And then Notre Dame and Coach Freeman here, they got a guy from the NFL that I think could even be an upgrade over Bowden. It's not an indictment of Bowden. Bowden was absolutely outstanding. But getting any guy from the Detroit Lions front office who rebuilt that franchise is awesome. Because not only was it incredibly successful, that's obviously important, but it's the way they went about it, right? They went about it focusing on the trenches. They got the offensive line right, then they got the defensive line right, and then they sprinkled in playmakers here and there where value was, right? They didn't go and trade all in for one-star wide receiver. They, year in and year out, built the trenches, defensive lineman, offensive lineman, folk tight end, right? Got really good at those positions. Sound familiar, Notre Dame fans? It's exactly the way Coach Freeman wants your team to be structured. And then when the opportunities are there, get that running back, get that wide receiver, get that DB to kind of iron everything out and complete the entire picture. That's a strategy I think Freeman wants for this Notre Dame Fighting Irish. He wants them to follow that Detroit Lions NFL model of being great up front, both sides of the football, run the ball, play action, stop the run, get after the quarterback, and then find a way to get your franchise quarterback at Notre Dame, whether it's a guy you develop or through the transfer portal yet again. Transfer portal's been working, but we'll see what they do long-term there. I think this is a great move by the Fighting Irish. It shows that they're one of the smarter teams, if not the smartest team in college football. They just get it, right? They understand that the direction, not just the direction, but where college football is today on top of where the direction that it's going, and they're orienting their franchise, their program to perfectly align with it. Smart strategy by the Fighting Irish and a great sign for their future.
Yeah, and again, I gotta agree with you here. I think the way that he had structured things over in the Lions, just built this team for success. And I think it's exactly what Notre Dame's got to do. You look at every position group you talked about, they have top 10 type of players on the Lions now at every single step of the way. They've got 2 top 10 D linemen, a top 10 linebacker, 2 top 5 secondary guys. You got top 5 wide receiver, 3 top 3 offensive linemen, top 10 tight end, and a top 6 running back. Excuse me. This Lions team was built perfectly on every single facet of this team. The scouting, the direction, the talent evaluation was spot on. So I think, like you said, this could surprisingly be even an upgrade over where they were with Bowden. I think that this guy isn't, like you said, not an indictment on Bowden. This guy's just that good. He's able to come out and do some special things with players and scouting and talent development, just looking at all of these type of things. Who's going to be the best fit for this program? I think Coach Freeman, he went out and responded and made an absolutely fantastic hire here for the Fighting Irish, because sometimes it's hard when you lose someone as, inspirational, as consequential as a guy like Bowden for your team. You kind of sit and be like, man, that's a tough blow. Yeah, how are we going to replace this guy? We're going to have to find someone, bring in just anybody to help get us through the hump. And that doesn't seem like what Coach Freeman did. He said, all right, let's go get somebody better. How many people turn around and just say, all right, we lost someone really good. Let's go find someone better. Let's not mourn the loss. Let's get better from it. I think that was a really smart move by him, and he did just that here with this latest hire. I think this was an absolute home run for the Fighting Irish.